It's ice COVID.
D4, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Jerry Keys are back with us after being preoccupied last weekend. Hi, Jerry. Welcome back.
Yeah. Good to
Thank
see
you. Glad to be back.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, this is a
Thank
nice
you.
shirt.
Thank you.
Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio 2.0. It's the Hammer Down Race Report presented by Oakshade Raceway. Coming at you live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. And I think our Twitter poll might still be going. I forget what our Twitter poll was. I put it up earlier in the week, so I don't remember. Got a good Twitter poll for next week, though. But just hit up at Hammer Report on Twitter. Find out what that is. Weeknight racing. Yeah, are you?
Yeah, that's right. I remember answering, but I couldn't.
Yeah. See,
Didn't remember what you answered.
Yeah.
You can also listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. And tonight on the show, 2019 Fast Champion Cole Duncan and Dwayne Hancock will be joining us a little bit later from the Attica Fremont Championship Series deal.
And you don't want to miss that
No,
one. It's going to be good.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to discuss the fair race at Fremont on Tuesday, where
Always
lots of action there.
Always a big deal. Big payoff for the 305 sprint guys.
It was a big one. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about who won and
who didn't win.
Yeah, we got the weekend weather pit stop with Ryan Weekman coming up. We have a Hammer Down hotline tonight. We have how many? Chance to win Big D's Pizza. So lots of stuff coming on. One thing that I've been listening to podcasts, and I think that we need to start doing is vocal fry. Vocal fry seems to be a big thing with popular podcasts. It's where they kind of talk like this.
Sorry.
Welcome to the Hammer Down Race.
It's a good point.
I think I'm
all right.
out.
We're done.
I'm out.
All right, we're out with it. We can't get you to do vocal fry.
No.
That's disappointing. Okay.
What's that guy right there?
Where? What? Dittman Motorsports? I don't know.
Never heard of him.
First, we need to talk about Oakshade Raceway, our presenting sponsor. We're the fastest meet to race every Saturday night. This weekend, they keep adding things to it as the week goes. I mean, it's been Oakshade Attica Late Model Challenge Series, final night of that. Devin Shields, I believe, leading the points in that. I posted the points. OakShadeRaceway.com. You can check it out. It's also going to be an American Late Model Series event, 2,000 to win. Sportsman Bombers, Compacts in there as well. OakShadeRaceway.com for more information. I emailed Chrissy because she emailed me, oh, yeah, it's also an American Late Model Series race. I'm like, so if I wait till tomorrow, is it going to become a Summer Nationals race too? I don't think she thought that was as funny as I did, but also Dittman Motorsports, performance parts, custom bodies, fabrication, racing fuels, Hoosier tires, and more. Give Craig a call at
You hurt yourself?
I did. My pinky's bleeding.
Oh, no.
Give him a call, 419-283-8580.
Poor baby. Is that a paper cut?
It's like under my fingernail. It's like your chairs. The Ron Miller Race Car Studios is attacking me.
Oh, you poor baby.
It's dangerous.
There's another chair over there. If
I'm good.
You want to trade?
Big D's Pizza Subs, ribs, chicken, and
Be
more.
careful where you're sticking your finger.
Oh, Jesus. 419-547-1444. Order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Big on taste, not on price. Jerry froze. What happened? Oh, there you're back. Okay. You had a fist in the air. It was kind of a strange freeze there. Also have to thank Real Gay Silhouette Decoys, Ron Miller Race Cars, freeze frame photos as well. And we'll talk more about them a little bit later. Right now, it's time for the Racing Roundup with Jerry Keyser.
Yay, this week's Racing Roundup. We're going to kick things off with, wait, where is that place? Attica Raceway Park. Cole Macedo dominated the 410 Sprints feature at Attica Raceway Park, winning by nearly 5 seconds over Byron Reed and Trey Jacobs. Ryan Markham held off Ryan Missler for his third UMP late model victory of the season and his 19th career win at Attica. Matt Irie finished third. Matt Foose scored his second 305 Sprint feature win of the year over Jamie Miller and Paul Weaver. At Oakshade Raceway, it was Dittman Motorsports night. Colin Shipley closed the deal on his first ever late model feature win over a hard-charging Rusty Schlenk. Devin Shields came home third. Carter Murday won his third Sportsman feature win of the year after a tight battle with Rusty Smith. Mike Jessen finished third in the Sportsman. Adam Lance won the Bomber A-Main after leading the entire distance. Colin Schultz finished second with Jeff Folks Jr. third. Corey Gum made a late race pass to win the Compact A-Main. Eric Carr edged out Jason Deschler for second. Shane Estes won the Bomber B-Main, and Taj Mitchell won the Compact B. At Flat Rock Speedway, a trio of first-time winners at the level Pebble. Connor Zabosian snapped Steve Cronenwet's three-race win streak to win his first late model feature. Lance Lipasek won his first street stock A-Main. Jeremy Vanderhoof was the figure 8 winner, and Rob Liddell parked it in the winner's circle after scoring his very first street stock B feature win. Champions at Flat Rock, late models, Eric Lee was his 5th late model championship. Dennis Wisman Jr. got his second figure 8 championship. Street stocks, Greg Stute clinched his third street stock title. And the street stock B's champion is Bobby Stewart. At Sandusky Speedway, Clayton Oliver took the victory in the Renegades over Justin Stanley and Dylan Napier. Dan Smith took the checkers in the pure stocks in front of Johnny Newman and Tanner Smith. In the modifieds, it was Sam Bigham taking the victory over Preston Walker and Doug Meyer. Laney Majedley took the beginner stock feature over Spencer Atkins and Ethan Rosiska. At Montpelier Motor Speedway, Dylan Woodling took the UMP modified feature over Bub Roberts and Derek Loesch. Irvin Turner took the Super Street feature over Glenn Bradley and Ronnie Flaw. Kyle Drew took the Hornet feature over Rodney Sutton and Allison Butler. At Waynesfield Raceway Park, former Fast on Dirt champion Cole Duncan defended the series against the Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions with the win Saturday night. Corey Eliason came home second, and Justin Peck rounded out the podium. Jared Horseman led all 25 laps of the K&L Ready Mix NRA Sprint Invader feature to secure his 5th series championship. Randy Hannigan came home second, and Sean Dancer coming home third. Great to see Sean back in the car after a nasty wreck at the final race at Lima Land. At Shady Bowl Speedway, we had the Must-See Racing Midwest Light Sprint cars. Joshua Sexton picked up the win over Charlie Schultz and Joey Wyckoff. Wyckoff inherited the points lead after Dylan Watson had a nasty wreck in a heat race action, was not able to make the feature. Those two had came into the night tied in points for the Must-See Racing Midwest Light Sprint cars. In the Dave Nagel Excavating late models, it was Bud Perry picking up the 35-lap feature win over Josh Smith and Josh Sage. The Adams Automotive Street Stocks, Josh Sage set quick time. Chris Parker picked up the win over Rodney Roush, and Sage came home third. In the Noble Armor Coating Crown Vics, it was Sam Marquis picking up his first career feature win over Jimmy McElfresh and Zach Beatty-Lakins. And in the Herod Septic Solutions Compacts, Jimmy McElfresh set quick time, but wasn't able to crack the top 3 as Mike Wintrow grabbed his 5th feature win of the year over Alec Young and Bobby Terry. At Fremont Speedway, Sean Valenti sits second in the all-time win list behind Art Ball. However, he had never won a 305 sprint car feature. All of his wins had come in the dirt trucks. That all changed Tuesday night as he led from start to finish in the region's highest-paying 305 sprint car event to help kick off the 169th Sandusky County Fair on Fremont Fence Night. DJ Foose finished second, and Paul Weaver rounded out the podium. In Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions action, Corey Eliason ended his almost year-long losing streak by picking up the win at I-96 Speedway on Friday night. Tyler Courtney came home second. Spencer Baston rounded out the podium. Next up for the All-Stars, Thunder on the Hill at Grandview Speedway in Bechtelville, Pennsylvania tonight. And then the Jack Dunn Memorial Williams Grove tomorrow, and the Kramer Clash at Lincoln Speedway on Saturday. Then they'll head to the Johnny Mackison Clash at Baps Motor Speedway in Newberrytown on Sunday, the 29th. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the first night of the Topless 100 at Batesville Motor Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Models was rained out. Jimmy Owens picked up his first victory of the season on Friday night at the preliminary night of the Topless 100. Owens took the lead at the drop of the green flag and led the entire distance. Tim McCready came home from the 5th starting spot to finish second, and Nick Hoffman finished third in a close and dramatic finish. Hudson O'Neill barely edged out Jonathan Davenport at the finish line to win the 29th annual Comp Cam's Topless 100. Brandon Hoverton came home third. Next up for the Lucas Oil Late Models, the Rumble by the River at Port Royal Speedway in Pennsylvania tonight through Saturday. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars were in action. Friday's event at River City Speedway was postponed due to rain. On Saturday, Donnie Schatz took the lead from Logan Schuhart with 8 laps to go at Red River Valley Speedway and survived the final restart to take his second World of Outlaws victory of the season. David Grabble finished second, and James McFadden rounded out the podium. David Grabble parked his Houston Speedway number 2 in Victory Lane at none other than Houston Speedway, a track promoted by his Big Game Motorsports car owner Todd Quiring. Austin McCarl finished second with Jacob Allen third. It was Jacob's first podium of the season. Sheldon Haudenschild took the lead late on Wednesday at River City Speedway, but Brad Sweet passed Hod coming off the turn 2 on the final lap. The two drivers battled to the checkered with Sweet taking the win. Carson Macedo rounded out the podium. Next up for the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, the FVP Platinum Battery Showdown at I-80 Speedway in Greenwood, Nebraska on Friday, and the Rushmore Outlaw Showdown at Black Hill Speedway in Rapid City, South Dakota on Sunday. The World of Outlaws Morton Building Late Models, Brandon Shepard and Max Blair waged an epic battle in the World of Outlaws Morton Building Late Model Series event at Orange County Speedway on Thursday night. The two were side by side coming out of turn 4 to take the checker flag, with Shepard coming out on top by just inches. The victory was Shepard's 5th win of the season. Tyler Bruning finished third. Greg Satterley anticipated the green flag on the restart and got the jump on Max Blair. He succeeded and took the World of Outlaws Late Model Series win at Williams Grove on Friday night. Satterley inherited the lead when Kyle Larson broke with 10 laps to go. Chris Madden finished second, and Kyle Hardy rounded out the podium. Larson led every lap of the World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Model Series feature at Sharon Speedway to take his second series victory on Saturday night. Ryan Gustin used the cushion to mount a challenge but came up short and finished second. Brandon Shepard rounded out the podium, and then Shepard held on for the World of Outlaws Morton Building Late Models win Sunday night at Erie Speedway. Dave Hess, who needed a provisional after an incident in the heat race, drove to second place after starting last, and Chubb Frank finished third. Next up for the World of Outlaws Late Models, the Quad Cities 150 at Davenport Speedway in Davenport, Iowa, tonight through Saturday. Arca Menard Series was in action, with Ty Gibbs dominating the Henry Ford Health Systems 200 of Michigan en route to his 8th victory this season. Corey Heim finished second, and Nick Sanchez rounded out the podium. Heim dominated the Allen Crow 100 at the Illinois State Fairgrounds Sunday. Heim started on the pole and led all but a handful of laps during the 100-lap feature on the 1-mile clay oval. Ty Gibbs came home second, and Taylor Gray finished third. Next up for the ARCA Series, the Sprecher 150 at the Milwaukee Mile on Sunday at 3 p.m. on MAV TV and NBC Track Pass. In NASCAR action, Sheldon Creed dominated the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series playoff opener, the Toyota 200 at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, leading 142 of 163 laps to take the victory Friday night. Creed beat Matt Crafton to the finish line by .292 seconds in an overtime finish. Ben Rhodes came home third. In the Xfinity Series, A.J. Allmendinger came out on top of 3 overtime restarts to win the NASCAR Xfinity Series New Holland 250 on Saturday afternoon at Michigan. Brandon Jones, who pushed Allmendinger to the lead on the last restart, settled for second, and Noah Gregson rounded out the podium.
The dinger.
In the Cup Series, dinger, yeah.
A dinger.
I'm a fan of Allmendinger. He's a guy that, done a lot in IndyCar, everything, came over to NASCAR and had some success, had some downfall, and has redeemed himself. I'm glad to see him doing a good job in the Xfinity Series. So, in the Cup Series, Ryan Blaney snatched the lead away from William Byron during a restart with 8 laps left in Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan. He then had to play defense for the final laps to hold off Byron and Larson, who finished second and third respectively.
Good race.
Next up for the Cup Series.
A lot of Michigan races are pretty boring, but that one was pretty good.
That was a very good one.
I've always liked the Xfinity or Busch Series, or whatever it's always been. I've always liked watching it more at Michigan than the Cup Series. But yeah, this time around it was definitely really
good show.
Next up for the Cup Series, the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at the Daytona International Speedway this Saturday on NBC at 7 p.m. The Xfinity Series is in action with the Wawa 200 or 250 at Daytona on Friday at 7:30 p.m. on NBC Sports Network. The trucks are in action in the In It to Win 200 at Darlington on Sunday, September 5th at 1:30 on Fox Sports 1. In the NTT IndyCar Series, Joseph Newgarden won the Bonmarito, I hope I said that right, Automotive Group 5, Bommarito, not like a big burrito. Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway for the third time in 6 races. With an impressive drive Saturday night, he led 138 of the 260 laps. Pato O'Ward finished 0.5397 seconds behind Newgarden. Will Power rounded out the podium. Next up for the IndyCars, the Grand Prix of Portland on Sunday, September 12th at 3 p.m. on NBC. And in other notes, Dirt Car Summer Nationals winners last Thursday, Devin Moran picked up the win at I-96. Friday, it was Ashton Winger at Tri-City, and Winger backed it up. Saturday at Merritt Speedway, Bobby Pierce was crowned the Summer Nationals champion. Kyle Larson won the third Driven to Save Lives BC39 feature of the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He survived contact from Thomas Meseraull with 5 laps to go. The contact broke the front end of T. Mez's car. Larson held off Justin Grant during the final 5 laps, and Brady Bacon finished third. And that'll do it for this week's Racing Roundup.
I think I saw something about T. Mez's merchandise trailer leaving the track. It was his, where didn't clear the tunnel to get out, which made me think, how to get in? Because it like ripped the top off like a can opener. I saw the pictures, but how did it get into the track then? Did it grow while it was in the track?
Maybe it kind of acted like a funnel going in and like a cork stopper going out.
There was just unanswered questions.
Came in a different tunnel or a different entrance maybe and decided that, I can fit through the tunnel, so I'll go that way.
Different angle.
Maybe the entrance tunnel is taller than the exit tunnel. They want you to stay.
Yeah. I feel bad for T-Mez. He most of his deal, merchandise. He's kind of like Hod and Shield, where the fans really paved the way for him to keep going the road and do the things that he does. And T-Mez is such a great guy. He's so exciting. And went out a different tunnel. I was wondering.
Dave knows everything. Thanks, producer Dave. Associate producer Dave there.
Just ignore that 10'6" sign that's on the top of it.
It's like that one railroad underpass that it's like YouTube videos of all these rider trucks just peeling the top off. That's
there's one in Tiffin that does that too. That's famous for that. I've seen. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to drive a Pepsi truck, and I was always nervous going under it, even though I knew I was well under it. But yeah. So,
all right, we're going to talk to Cole Duncan here in just a second. First, got to mention Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, the most technologically advanced goose and duck decoys ever produced, manufactured here in the U.S. Check out realgeese.com or call 419-800-8100. That's 419-800-8100, and check out some of the Real Geese apparel on the website there as well. Also, freeze frame photos for all your racing photo needs. They have action shots, victory lane shots, and if you post your victory lane shot on your personal Facebook page, people say fake news or Photoshop. I was like, man, why did I even put that up there?
That was brutal.
But no, good photos there from Freeze Frame Photos. They have all your favorite drivers and, as we mentioned, all your non-favorite drivers as well.
Yeah,
they do special photo shoots by appointment. Give them a call. 419-476-9978. That's 476-9978. And they have the custom merchandise as well, the calendars, the canned koozies, all kinds of cool stuff. So with that, now that we got the bills paid, how about we dial up Mr. Cole Duncan here? I'm going to call him Cole Macedo just because it's the only Cole I know. Actually, there is another Cole I know. I used to work with a Cole.
Cole Trickle?
No, there is Cole Trickle.
Oh, yeah.
We should call him Cole Trickle. Maybe he was named after Cole Trickle. I don't know. Let's dial him up here. I'm going to call him Cole Trickle now. Thanks.
Maybe he won't answer because he's been listening. Oh, Scott, what have you done?
I've done nothing. Hopefully he gave me the right number here.
You've been catfished.
Maybe. Feature winner at...
has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
It's going to give the number, isn't it?
6.
Yep, see? We'll put that down and...
1.
Yep.
2 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Cole!
Hey, Cole! Pick up your phone!
Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Jerry Keyser from the Hammer Down Racing Report. We'll try and call you again here. Give us a call at this number that we just called from, if you would, please. We'd like to talk to you and congratulate you on your win at Waynesfield this past weekend.
I'm telling you, Scott, he was listening.
Oh, well, don't listen to anything that guy says. Just give us a call. All right. We'll try and call him again here. What, are you pointing at Ron?
Well, yeah.
Okay. And let's try this one more time.
Fake news.
All right, here we go. Maybe he's out working in the shop or something. I just talked to him yesterday. No, I guess it was Tuesday. It was a couple days ago. Again, we're calling up the fast.
Hello?
Is this Cole?
Yeah.
Cole, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser, Hammer Down Racing Report. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Ignore our message we just left you.
All right.
Don't hang up and call us back.
It's all good. Is this a good time? We good?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's fun.
First, I want to congratulate you on the victory over there at Waynesfield on Saturday night. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I assume that's your new favorite racetrack?
It's always been one of my favorites, but yeah, it's definitely in the top 3 now.
Now, what you've described driving a 410 at Waynesfield in a very specific way. Would you mind sharing that with us? What it's like to drive a 410 at Waynesfield?
Yeah, I think one time I said it's like driving a fighter jet in a gymnasium, and I would say that story is true.
Fighter jet in a gymnasium. Hopefully, this is the right. There we go. Yeah, there's Cole. Now we got you on the screen here. A little picture of you. So how did you get your? How long have you been driving 410s? It's been since it's been over 10 years now. About 15 years?
Yeah, pretty close. I think I ran my first race in 07 maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
And you started out in quarter midgets and made the jump right into 410s, right?
Yeah. They had like Attica and Fremont had a 305 deal was still pretty popular back then, like it is now. And the cars were basically the same back then. They were running steel wheels and stuff like that. But at the time, financially for my family, it just didn't make sense to get in a 305 for a couple years and then, try and sell a 305 motor and the steel wheels and, for less than what the bottom for and then jump into the 410. So we bought a roller from Rob Cheney that was actually an ex Jack Hodenshield car with the Eldon group, and eventually went back and bought the motor from Rob too, and that's what we started with.
So how big was an adjustment going from a quarter midget jumping right into a 410?
It was obviously really big, power wise. Everything was just different. But I'd been around it my whole life because my dad had done it, basically his whole life. So that helped a ton, and having my dad around definitely helped a ton. So it was definitely a big jump, and you never stop learning in those things. We're still learning today, so it's always a big learning curve.
Speaking of your dad, you passed him on the All-Star win list after this win at Waynesfield this past weekend. Has he given you any grief about that at all?
No, he actually hadn't even said a word. He probably doesn't realize it yet. But.
He does now.
Did you realize it?
Yeah, I kind of knew what he was at there, but it's just one of those things you don't talk about until somebody else brings it up. So
I assume he still helps you with the car then and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our 22 car is still a family deal. My mom, dad, my wife, and then our crew, Jamie and Jeff. And, we got definitely all our sponsors that help us. But yeah, my dad is a huge part of it. He's the one that's with me in the shop every week and stuff like that. So, I really wouldn't want to do it any other way with my family car. It's great having him, and I look to him for advice on anything, racing or life. So, really good to have him around, and glad he's still willing to do it with me.
And that's where your number 22 comes from, right?
Yeah. He was number 22, and then I just happened to be born on the 22nd of March, so I guess it all just worked out.
Cool. And
you're a lot like your dad. You guys, he was kind of more of a local type racer and would hit the All-Star shows when they came to town and had some pretty good success. And now your career is kind of following that same path. Are you still hopeful to move up and go chase the Outlaws one of these days?
Yeah, I'd love to, if the right opportunity came around, but, also there's a reality of, I've got a house and a mortgage and, a job and, everything that's hard to leave home, to basically quit all that and go on the road full time. So it's something I'd like to check off my bucket list, before I'm done, whether that's a reality or not, but, it would have to be absolutely the right situation.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how regular life gets in the way of that, and that's got to be a huge commitment to run that schedule as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those guys probably race 80 or 90 times a year, and they do not so much last couple of years, but their California swings are normally a month long, and 2 or 3 week Pennsylvania swings and stuff like that. So I'd say you're probably away from home more than you're at home.
Yeah. Now, you've raced with the World of Outlaws a few times over the years, and what's the best you've finished running with those guys?
We ran third at a race in Charlotte back a few years ago in my car, and then we ran fourth at the King's Royal with Eddie Neumeister and the Fishers. So those are probably my 2 best runs. We've had a couple more top 5s and some top 10s with them too. So been pretty fortunate, been able to be pretty competitive with them, but those guys are the best in the world for a reason. It's hard to do.
And you're using your own equipment, right?
Yeah. Every once in a while I'll get somebody to call me and jump in their car, and always thankful for those opportunities. But for the most part, yeah, it's most of our schedule consists of running our own equipment.
Are you running for the Fast Championship again this year?
No, we missed a few races in between. I forget what it was. Like we didn't make it down to the big West Virginia race there a couple weeks ago because our good motor was down. So once we kind of fell off track there, we started kind of moving our schedule around to races that made more sense financially for us, I guess I should say.
Gotcha. So you're not going for any championships or anything right now. You're just kind of picking and choosing where to run.
Yeah, pretty much. We were leading the atomic points, and we missed atomic to run Waynesfield last weekend, so I'm not sure where that stacks us back up in the points there. We may still have a shot at winning that if nothing else conflicts. But with rainouts and everything, like you normally have late in the season, it'll just kind of decide on that. But yeah, we'll pretty much just pick and choose and do what makes sense and what seems like fun. I've never really been a huge points racer anyway. A lot of times you get towards the end of the year and the points take the fun out of the racing, and we all have real jobs, so the fun part is getting to go racing.
Gotcha.
Beginning of the season, Cole, you had some bad luck at Waynesfield the opening night down there in March. How big was this win at Waynesfield this past weekend as far as redeeming from that wadding that one up?
Yeah, definitely. Waynesfield is one of those places I've always really enjoyed, and it probably opened up around the time I started racing. And like I told you, it's always been one of my favorite tracks, but I've never won there, and really thought we were going to win their opener there, and just got caught up with the lap car first, and then coming back up through there, got into another crash there at Torp race car. But it was pretty cool to kind of get the monkey off my back, and definitely cool for it to be an all-star race. And on top of that, Shane Helms, that promotes Waynesfield, is one of my big sponsors. So really cool that it all kind of came together and we were able to get a win for ourselves and for Shane there at Waynesfield.
So what do you consider your home track? Do you have a home track?
Yeah, Atomic would be my home track. I'm about 40 miles from there. And then Waynefield's probably the second closest track. So both of those two, I guess, would be considered my home track.
What do you think about all these young guys from California coming to Ohio to go sprint car racing and try and make a name for themselves?
I think there's a reason they do it. Obviously Ohio, not just Ohio, but Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, they all produce really good race car drivers, and you don't have to go very to see that, or you can go as far back as you want to see that. California obviously has no shortage of talent, but they just don't have as many big races, I think, as we have around here, and I think that's where you get the majority of those guys traveling this way, because I truly do think we have some of the best races around here. So
and
it's always good.
You proved that this last weekend because you're a local guy and you beat the big boys.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good testament for us. And there's other guys around here that have done the same thing.
Absolutely.
But racing is one of those things you can go from 0 to 0, within a span of 24 hours if you're not careful. So, hopefully we can keep the run going, but you never know. The next time at the track, we may look like zeros. So that's just how quick the sport changes.
So other than your father, are there any other drivers you kind of look up to as your career has progressed?
Yeah, I grew up watching my dad, so the drivers that I grew up with and watching and being friends with, Kevin Huntley's the first one to come to mind, Todd Kane and Byron Reed and guys like that, Mark Egan, guys around here, and the next generation, I guess they're the same generation but race longer. You got the Dale Blaney's and the Timmy Schaefers and guys like that those were the guys I was trying to mimic and beat early on in my career. So those are definitely guys that I look up to.
Cool. So what's the next race on your schedule? You got anything going on this weekend?
I think we're going to take this weekend off a little bit with the tire shortage and being able to get tires. And we're still waiting to get some pistons for our good motors. So I think we'll take this weekend off. And I'd say the next race will probably be the All-Star race at Attica.
I'm sure you saw the post that Hoosier is expecting another price increase September 1st. Is that going to have an effect on car counts?
I think it already has.
Yeah.
You know, it's no secret that it's hard. It's hard to get tires right now, and just like with any industry, you know, I don't think the quality is terrible because I don't see tires coming apart and stuff like that. But it's hard to get the sizes you want because, you know, I don't know that they're producing. Obviously, they're not producing as much as they were able to a couple years ago with the worker shortage and stuff like that. So everybody's taking up, you know, the good sizes and this matching sizes that give you the sizes you want. And I think that takes a little bit of a toll on car counts. And then obviously the price increase, it is what it is. We get, you know, their business, they got to do what they got to do, but it definitely takes its toll on, you know, picking and choosing guys like us that, you know, might sit out this weekend, like I said, for that fact. So, yeah, I think it will definitely have its toll on car counts. I don't think you'll see it at big shows. I think it'll be more local show car counts more than anything.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been talking that they've been having problems, dirt and pavement, coming up with the stagger that they feel they need. Yeah, sizing is probably as big an issue as cost right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
And Cole is an example then of what you're talking about of affecting car count. He's taking the weekend off.
Yeah,
because of the tires. So something you may not know, but we had a streak going, a pretty good streak of our guests that have been on the show go on to win their next race. So we're hoping that you can
pick your next race very carefully.
Well, it's the All-Star race in Attica, so we expect to see you in victory lane there talking to Brian Lisky after that race.
That would be very cool. I hope I don't jinx you guys, or I hope you didn't jinx me. However that works.
We're good. We're good.
You want to give a shout out to your sponsors before we let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. Ohio Heating, Shane Helms and Helms Construction, Motor City, Ecoman, Wolf Composites, Matt Hummel with Factory Paint, Scott Gressman. Those are definitely the people that keep us going up and down the road and help us get to the next one.
Excellent. One last question here, because Ron's a late model guy, a dirt late model guy. Have you ever had
race car guy? Don't start.
Well, I know that, but you like to you change pavement people to dirt people, and you seem to try and change sprint people to late model people.
But you can't change sprint car people.
My question is: have you ever had the urge to get in a stock car and go racing, or is it open wheels all the way for you?
No, I pretty much drive about anything. The one good thing, I guess, in the open wheel world is we race a lot, or you can race a lot if you want to. So I don't have very many free weekends, but have never really got the opportunity to go race in different divisions or different kind of cars once we got started in the sprint car world. But definitely not opposed to it. And, you know, maybe later on in my career that opportunity will come.
That pesky Larson kid seems to do okay jumping in different seats.
In anything.
Yeah, but I think he might be superhuman or something.
That explains it. Superhuman. Well, most of the racers we do talk to, they pretty much say, if it's got wheels, I'll race it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think a real racer would tell you the same thing.
Awesome. Well, Cole, we appreciate the time, and we wish you luck at the All-Star race the next time we see you, and for the rest of the season.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Good talking with you, Cole.
All right. We'll see you. There you go. Cole Duncan, 410 sprint car driver there, won the fast All-Star co-sanctioned event at Waynesfield the other day. I can't talk and do things at the same time.
No multitasking.
I can't chew gum and rub my belly at the same time. It's too much. We're going to talk to Dwayne Hancock here in about 5 minutes or so about that incident at Fremont this past weekend.
About the terrific race.
This past Tuesday. Yeah.
Come on, we don't talk about bad stuff.
No, but it was a pretty spectacular thing, and it was on. Well, we'll show you the video, and you guys can make your own determination. I don't know all the details about it. That's kind of why I wanted to get Dwayne on here. He was there and was part of the thing. It was a Attica Fremont Championship Series 305 race, a very high paying one as well. And we're going to get his view on it and take and everything and go over the video and whatever. So if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio or Google Podcasts, whatever, you may want to check out the video version. Skip ahead to, where are we? 45 minutes into the podcast, the video on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, and you can see what we're talking about. Before we get to that, though, we'll go over some racing news here real quick.
Cool.
What was that look, Jerry?
News?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
News?
So on Friday, the ARCA Menard Series took the green flag at Michigan. And on lap one, I guess Drew Dollar got loose under Thad Moffitt, and they kind of bumped up into the wall. There was no caution. They went to the pits, fixed the cars. They both got out there. And Drew Dollar Thad Moffitt decided to get even with Thad there. I guess he thought that Thad did that on purpose. I don't know, or was just mad that it happened in the first place on the first lap. Either way, it ended up very bad for Tim Richmond, not the Tim Richmond that tragically passed away years ago. Different Tim Richmond, we'll call him new Tim Richmond. Current Tim Richmond, we'll go with.
Tim Richmond V2.
There you go. Which I don't know if he's related or not. I don't think he is.
I don't know.
But anyway, Moffitt, no, I lost who it was. I keep getting them confused. Yeah, Moffitt, I guess, caught back up to Dollar, wrecked him, and Tim Richmond got caught up in the whole deal, and he had nowhere to go, drove right into the door of Dollar, and both got a tow back to the pits. We're done for the day. ARCA team owner Alex Chubb posted an update on his Club Motorsports driver via social media. Club stated, it says about Tim Richmond, we have some sad news to announce. Tim Richmond is out indefinitely. He has a broken tibia and fractured ankle. We have to wait for the swelling to go down to see what the next move is for surgery. We will release more information when we can. It's another big hit for RCM. Tim Richmond commented via social media, thank you everyone for the wishes and prayers as you commented, or as you know, wishes as prayer, as you know, was involved in an accident yesterday at Michigan Speedway, unquote. As a quote, I think there's missing a word there. No. Speak, I do.
No. Note to Tim Richmond's car owner, if you're looking for a driver, call Hammer Down Motorsports.
There you go. But yeah, so another instance of payback and
involving somebody that shouldn't have been.
That wasn't part of the deal at all, and that pretty much is a bad situation there for him. So he hasn't really made any comments about that I've seen. So I'd be a little hot under the collar, but some sad news. What's that?
Yeah, I'd be a little hot under the collar too. That'd be
Robin Miller has been called a talented journalist, a curmudgeon, and many other things during a legendary career in motorsports journalism. Miller died early Wednesday at the age of 71 after a lengthy battle with cancer. He broke into journalism with... Yeah, turn the page.
Page 2.
Yeah, page 2. The Indianapolis Star in 1968. Miller worked for ESPN, Speed, and later NBC Sports Network. In recent years, Racer Magazine and Racer.com have been home for the majority of Miller's written work. Ironically, Miller also presented the Robin Miller Award to veteran motorsports announcer Bob Jenkins in May. Jenkins died on August 9th after his own battle with cancer. Did you see Bubba Wallace's car at MIS this weekend?
Did not.
You notice anything?
He must not have had much camera time.
Oh, well, he is. If you did, you'd notice the number on the roof was upside down compared to everybody else's.
Oh,
it's supposed to be facing the driver's door.
Tower.
Right.
No, it was facing the tower, but it's supposed to be in NASCAR. It's supposed to be facing the inside.
Really?
I don't remember why, but there's an old rule that states that it's supposed to, and it was a rule violation, but no penalty was issued. Because that was before the electronic scoring and all that stuff.
Well, maybe because the banking, so cameras can see the top of the roof.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Jay Fabian. That's a non-story. I'm just moving on. Jay Fabian was a NASCAR Cup Series director. He stepped away from his role with NASCAR just the other day. Reasons were not listed, but coincidentally, Fabian is due to appear in court on September 27th this year for a cruelty to animals case.
Oh,
that's all the details there.
Ooh.
Yeah. And finally, Ken Schrader drove a 29-year-old car to victory last weekend in the Sportsman Nationals at the Springfield Mile at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. It was a 1992 built or Bullet chassis.
Ooh.
So apparently old cars can still win races.
Well,
with old drivers behind the wheel.
Well, yeah. Springfield Mile.
He's young compared to you, though, isn't he? 66.
I think I'm going to go pull the plug on this thing.
How about we bring Dwayne in to save
It is my electricity, you know.
Oh, that's true. Dwayne Hancock, how's it going?
All right, how you guys doing?
Oh, just insane.
Yeah, something like that.
I heard that slam, you know. I mean, I think you guys should have a match race. You need to get a bomber there, Ron, and like 5-lap match race with Scott there.
Yeah.
Or I need to get a late model.
There you go.
Either way will work.
Maybe Rusty will let you use his backup car there, Scott.
Yeah. Maybe Steve will let me use his car.
Or I'm sure Jerry can probably get something from, our buddy Randy.
Oh, I knew it was coming. That's why I got my Dwayne Hancock lookalike back here.
Hey, didn't that used to be up in the tower?
Yes.
And
at one time that was in the tower.
We're not going to go
mine's
there.
Mine's bigger than Dan's.
Dan's, yes. Yes. There's way too much that. So how was the racing Tuesday at Fremont?
It was good. I mean, it was good, and huge thanks to all of our supporters, not only sponsors, but individual fans and people came on board. Over $19,000 is what the person will be with the track and our bonuses. And, this is a division that races for $5,400 or almost $5,500 a week. So,
Dwayne, what's a normal sprint car purse?
Well, that's their normal 305 purse for the main is like $5,480.
Yeah, but what's a 410 purse? That the 305s had to be very near to what the 410s.
Oh, it was over. Yeah,
that's amazing.
The normal one on a Saturday night is $12,000 for the 410s. Wow.
So how much did I kept seeing the numbers go up with how much was on the line to win there during the week? How much did Sean Valeni end up pocketing there for the win? Well,
it paid $4,100, but we had lap money, so he actually got $850 in lap money. He won the $100 extra for first time ever career sprint car win at Fremont Speedway. Then $100 from the Hall of Fame.
So that's that's $5,100 so far.
Yeah, it's a little over $5,000.
Wow,
that's not a bad.
Awesome.
That's got to be a big payday for him.
Then he won hot laps. I think that's what started it all off. We paid for hot laps, and he won that. And I told him, I said, there could be a lot more, and he took me serious, I guess.
So the reason we brought you on, there was a video going around. Things got a little ugly, I guess, during one of the heat races on Tuesday night as well. And I wasn't sure if all the players involved in everything, and you were there, and I kind of wanted to bring you on to kind of go over that. You want to check out the video here and kind of tell us what went on?
Yeah, give us a voiceover.
Here, and you might have to when I hit play on this, it's going to mute your microphone, so unmute yourself if you can here.
Okay.
All right. Here's the video. Unmute yourself, Dwayne. Click on that little microphone there.
You've got a microphone with a line through it. Click on that.
There we go.
There you go.
There it is. Button. So, Jeff Sable.
You want us to go back, start that over?
We can if you want.
All right, well, we'll start it over, and you're going to have to unmute yourself again.
Yeah, but nobody knows how to do it.
I know where it's at. I was hitting the wrong unmute button.
Gotcha. All right, here.
All right, here we go. Start of the heat race. Zeph Sable, Tyler Schulich get together. There's Zeph Sable flipping pretty hard there. Then he gets out. This is towards the end here. That's Zeph's car owner and Tyler Schulich's dad. Then, as you can see, Schulich gets out of the car and gets in it. And then kind of all hell breaks loose.
Who's the driver that was smart enough to keep his helmet on?
Tyler Schulich.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, it was just to me, it was just a racing deal. I mean,
that's kind of what it looked like. We were discussing that too. That's kind of what I thought. I didn't think it was
in your eye. How did it happen?
To me, I thought Zeph Sabo ran over Tyler Schulich, to be honest, in my opinion. But
okay,
you know, I wasn't driving either car, but obviously Zeph didn't see it that way. But it got out of control. I mean, I have no problem with drivers, you know, having with each other
confrontation.
Yes, we just have Hewitt's law. You know, I mean, sometimes that's how you had to straighten the guys out. But when you get car owners and sponsors and car owners, sons and crewmen and just bystanders and get that's the part that gets to me uncalled for.
Now, from what I understand, at least at the tracks I've been to, the drivers are responsible for their crews.
Correct.
So were there any repercussions from any of this?
Unfortunately not. We thought there was going to be, and you know, it's to me there has to be, because one, all year, and I might get in trouble for some of this, but you know, I really don't care.
That's good. We appreciate that.
But they've been on the truck drivers crap all year, which the truck drivers admit a lot of it's their own doing. But they've suspended every truck driver this year that's had been an incident and trying to set a precedence. So when you let an incident like this go unpunished, and as you said, I mean, it's viral everywhere, and you see it. They can't bitch when the truck drivers start doing it again, you know, and the truck drivers has a legit complaint because, you know, as you've seen, I mean, obviously things got out of control. And to me, it doesn't matter what your name is, what your association is, or what rules are rules. And it doesn't matter who it is. They should be gone.
Now, I want to circle back with the trucks here, but first back to Tuesday night. Does any of those actions, does that affect anything with the AFCS as far as points go?
No, actually, neither driver. Schulich isn't a member. Zeth is, but that was only his second show all year because he's been running 410s. So both of them are pretty much non-players in our series anyway. So not really, because you know, the track has the power, and so it's all up to them to do it. I mean, I don't have the power to tell them they can't come to the track, so you know, it's all going to be up to the track.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that the trucks. Has there been incidents like similar to what we just saw with?
Yeah,
with some of
there's been a few incidents this year, and they've got suspended. You know, rightfully so, and they've all owned it.
Was it drivers fighting or was it crews fighting?
All the above.
Okay.
I mean, you know, and they're not, you know, I mean, but they've owned it. I mean, to me, they've owned it. Here, there's some track workers trying to get them to leave, and then they didn't, and they was like, oh, we're just defending this guy and defending that guy. That's fine. You're defending guys, but it should be between the two drivers, in my opinion. There shouldn't be crew members. There shouldn't be car owners. There shouldn't be sponsors. There shouldn't be car owners' sons. There shouldn't be car owners' cousins, aunts, wives, the neighbor's dog's sitter, whatever. You know, should be the two drivers. You know, and I don't have a problem with two drivers. You know,
discussing.
Yes, discussing, and
as long as they're smart enough to leave their helmets on.
Well, you know, I mean, I grew up watching Jack Hewitt, and sometimes maybe some of this. Yeah, so Jerry, I mean, some of this aggressive driving with these, I don't know, neither one, I'm not going to say either one of these guys got a deep pocket full of money, but we see it a lot nowadays where these young kids come in, but that's a problem too. You get some of these young kids that can dirty a driver, and you can't confront them because they're 16.
Yeah. Now, do you think this kind of incident, if there is no punishment, is that inviting more similar incidents in the future?
100%. 100%. I mean, fans loved it. I mean, which is fine, but you can't. I mean, to go with that question, there was an incident later in the A main, and one of the drivers' dad says, "Why? Well, there's no repercussions, but we're going to go get them." And they watched an eye on it, but yeah, it just opens up a door that nobody wants open for 7 or 8 races yet. I think because I mean, there's a talk of the thing, obviously, and but I think something needs to be done. But it might not. I don't know, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, it's pretty obvious who the players were, and right there. So
it's on video.
Yeah, well, and it's on video live streaming all over. I mean, I had literally people from Australia texting me, going, "Holy crap!" As one of our teams said, Don King, Dana White, and Dwayne Hancock, best fight promoters around.
So did you have a chance to talk to either of the drivers involved in that?
I did not. Nope,
Okay.
neither. One of the family members of one of the drivers contacted me yesterday about some things, and
I'm just wondering if there was hard feelings between them, because like you said originally, it kind of just looked like a racing incident.
Yes, to me it was. I don't know. I just thought it was a racing incident that kind of blew up, and I mean, one driver approached the other one while he's still strapped in his car, so I think they should just let the drivers, and that's why the family members came out, or the car owners and family members. But still, to me, you just let the driver settle it.
And just because the driver approaches another car doesn't necessarily mean they're going to fight. And it could be like him coming up to him and saying, what happened? Did I get you, or did you get me?
Right.
It may not be I'm going to go up there.
Well, that's kind of how I approached him.
Watch your hands, man.
Sorry, there's an ant over here, and he's really making me angry.
But no, I mean, and I have no problem with a driver approaching a driver. I really don't. And like I said, sometimes that's the best way to get it handled and over
on the front stretch too.
Yeah,
Earl Baltus. Yeah,
I said for 2 years I want to get a ring and just put it in the infield, and afterwards we'll just have matches and call them out. And, I mean, the fans love it. I mean, who wouldn't? But but you don't need it don't need to be a Royal Rumble. It just needs to be one-on-one. And
it had to be in front of a huge crowd.
Oh yeah, yep, and Alive as the only streaming sprint car race in the world that night. So there's a lot of
center stage.
Trust me, I've got tons of phone calls. And when I say tons, I mean tons. I heard a group of World Outlaw people were out in South Dakota or North Dakota or that, and had on a big screen. All watching. So there's a lot of eyes on it for sure.
So what do you think? What do you think it is this year with that kind of a thing going on? Is it the hot temperatures making hot tempers?
I think you see it a lot, especially down south. I mean, thank God nobody had a wrench or a tire iron like they do in some of those Tennessee videos you see, or Florida or wherever. But I seriously think people are cooped up for a year. And they get out, and it's just kind of, they're out, and I think that's a lot to do with it. And we all know the cost is going up, but there seems to be a lot more of it this year. And people weren't seen for a year, and we had cameras and huge money. I mean, like I said, normal purse for them are, with B main is usually $6,000 and weighs 19,000. So
that's my other question. Do you think do you think the money is a motivation for this kind of thing?
I'd say a little bit on the other night, because right there is front row and top 2 redraw. So that could have been they could have been on the front row of the A main depending on the redraw.
Okay. Well, let's switch gears, and again, I appreciate you coming on and kind of walking us through that deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to me, as well as things. I mean, I'm sure Ron's seen a lot, and like I said, I have no problem with.
Ron's been part of it before, I think.
I don't blame. If I race, I guarantee you, I will be sometime too.
Real quick, a lot of years ago, I was racing down at a pretty well-known track down in Southern Ohio, and a guy had gotten into me, and I walked down to his pit, and I said, "Hey, where's the driver?" And they said, "Oh, he's running his modified." I said, "Well, when he comes back in, tell him to stay the hell away from the 35 car." Well, about 2 rows behind us, said, you're the son of a bitch that ran into my brother. And he jumped over about 4 people, and he and I are wrestling on the ground. Somebody grabbed my son, Steve, and we're rolling on the ground. And over the PA system, we hear, we need security to the pits. So I grabbed Steve, and he and I are walking away. And Dwayne, they're still fighting. I got no idea what was going on. We're gone.
I'm going to say there was one time, I wasn't racing. I was actually a fan, and I may have had some alcohol. And I'm walking through the pits. I'm walking through the pits, and there's the Hornet division's all fighting, and and I'm walking right by it, not even paying attention. And all of a sudden, somebody pushes me, and they fell on my feet. So I may have nudged them out of the way a little bit and just kept walking, and everybody's laughing at me because they're like, you just kind of casually just like got in the middle of that and got pushed around and moved the guy and just kind of walked out. Like, I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Well, let's talk about the AFCS. How many more races do we have left to go this season?
Championship weekend, September 10th and 11th. Friday at Attica, Saturday at Fremont.
Okay. And how much to win those?
Well, 4,000 on Friday, and it's supposed to be 5,000 on Saturday for the 410s, and I think it's 1,000 for each one of them for 305. So DJ Foose leading the 410s, Paul Weaver to 305. So the championship's not locked up yet. Weaver's got a 66-point lead, and DJ around a 60-point lead. So if they have a good night, the first night, it's going to be hard to beat them. But as we all know, anything can happen. That's why we race them each night.
That's it.
Anything did happen on Tuesday. Do you think anything like that's going to happen in that final weekend for the AFCS?
You never know. I mean, I think we're going to have more fans.
I was going to say, do you think that's going to help? I mean, bring more people out just to see, because they'll be like, maybe that's going to happen again.
Oh, the fans were cheering big time. I mean,
I'll bet they were going nuts.
They was loving it, which, I think it'll sell tickets for sure. I mean, when we've had other videos that we haven't had that, but close racing, some people's came out. So I know people's paying attention and watching, and, hopefully we'll see what happens with that deal. But
Dwayne, that was a question that I had. Obviously, there were a lot of people in the grandstands that were not traditional race fans.
Right.
They were there because of the fair.
Yep.
And how many of those people are going to show up at the races now thinking that, well, this is what we do?
I think
or watching for a replay.
Yep, I think there'll be some. I definitely think there will be. Without a doubt.
You think they'll be disappointed?
Nah.
You never know. There won't be if it's good races.
There you go.
You never know. I mean, who knows? But the green light's there for it to happen again for sure. I mean, you left it wide open, so you got to expect it again if you leave it wide open, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So AFCS next season, will we see the AFCS come back?
Hopefully.
Okay. It seems to be going pretty strong.
Brought to you by the WWE.
There you go.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm just say hopefully right now. I may have been a little upset the other night with some stuff, but that happens. But hopefully it'll be back. We have a great thing going, and we have excellent supporters that believe in what we're doing. That's obvious because it was bigger than I even thought. I mean, my goal was if we could get $5,000 extra, that'd be a dream to me. And we ended up with almost $12,000 extra.
That's pretty amazing.
Extra. So, that far exceeded. I mean, the 305s deserve it too. To me, I mean, they pay. It's just like the Bombers or the Sportsmen or anything else. They pay, everything the same, especially in a sprint car. Everything's interchangeable. The only difference is engine. You're buying the same wings, same tires, same shocks, same torsion bar, same everything. So they don't give you a discount because it's 305. So
just a lot less money at the pay window.
Yeah, a lot less. So it was cool, to have that and have one of our 30 guys. He's ran more truck races than he has 305s this year, and that's how he got an extra $100 from the Hall of Fame. They did any track champion from Fremont Speedway, whatever division, and AFCS track champ, they got $100 bonus if they won. So that's how Shawnee got a little over $5,100, and yeah, it's a huge win. And yeah, I mean, we had 37 cars, and 33 out of 37 got some type of bonus.
That's nice. Drivers like that.
Yes, and some of them are. I mean, like the Napa Auto Parts from that region. That was a late donation from Fremont, Napa, Attica, Napa, Clyde, Bellevue, Elyria. Not sure what all ones Farmer owns there, but $100 to the last 10 starting spots.
Wow,
not finishing spots, starting spots. Guild Construction came on at the end. That helped push it to 4,000. So yeah, it was a good. All the sport was amazing, and they thought I was nuts when I said lap money. And then when I said we're going to do $50 a lap and pay first, second, and third, everybody's like, "Oh, you won't ever sell that." It sold out in 23 hours.
Wow. Was this the first fair race, the Tuesday night deal that's been a AFCS event?
Yes. That's the first one they've ran in 4 years, too. I think they've all got out.
Yeah, they don't usually have good luck with the weather, but they got locked out this year. Yeah.
Yeah,
COVID,
I don't know if we'll do a fair race again. But,
why not?
Well, I'd like to take it to like just one of our regular shows. I mean, I needed a platform because I've been wanting to do a big 305 show for 3 years, and everybody says, well, nobody wants to put a ton of money in 305s. Obviously, I was right and they was wrong. I'll say it. And
how do you really feel about it, Dwayne?
Well, I don't usually pat myself on the back, but I've said if you push it, they will pay the 305 guys if you push it. I mean, and so we needed a stage to start it off, and now I'd like to take it because there's a lot of controversy, and 100% some of it's my fault because the 410 drivers came in there and it was a full points race. But I said, I had to take what they gave me for a big stage, and we couldn't tell. To me, you can't tell somebody they can't come show up and race. So, some of the regulars were mad because there's letting 410 drivers race in it, and it was a full point show and all that. But it's like we needed to do that this year to show the sponsors, people, and everything that, hey, there can be a big 305 race. And now let's take that and put it with, maybe our season championship night or sometime during the season and give the 305s a race like this. But, where some of the invaders won't come in.
And at the end of the day, you had a first-time winner in the 305
class. Exactly.
That had to shut the naysayers up.
Yep, exactly. Well, that's the thing. A couple of 410 drivers have been practicing, and they haven't won yet. And so, and it's kind of you're coming into they're coming into your world now, so you got the advantage, I think. All
right, Dwayne.
Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson. Wait, has he won in a 305 yet?
I don't know. I was messing with some people, because they was complaining about 410s. I said, well, heck, I got Larson a ride, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
Well, Dwayne, we appreciate you coming on. You can be heard on the throttle Mondays in Dirt Nerds. You're like everywhere. Give us where people can catch you.
On the throttle, we live stream. TuneIn app or the WQCT 96.5 FM Brown, Ohio website. Mondays just after the new news. Dirt Nerds, we do it Monday nights, usually out Tuesday morning, and then got the new deal. Trying to help Larry Bowes this year with the Rumble series. So hopefully we can take some of these sponsors and people to the Rumble this year and help out Larry there and get some money for the midget guys and mini sprint guys and everything else there. So, but of course, the AFCS deal.
There's a rumor. I got to clear up a rumor. Is there any truth to the fact that the new competition director for the AFCS in 2022 is none other than Randy LaJoy?
Maybe.
Okay. Maybe. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I might drive. I might go for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, well,
Randy's no.
If you do, I want to see you get in a fight on the front stretch.
Oh, I will. Trust me, it might be with myself, but
punch himself in the face.
I know one thing. If I do drive something, I'm going to junk something. There's no doubt. Heck, I just junked my own car yesterday. I can't even drive down the highway without junking something. I mean,
well, that's right. I saw that picture. Was that you? Was that your fault, or what happened there?
Well, that's a good question. I got cited, but I was behind a painting crew, and stoplight was blocked, and I always thought when they're behind you waving, behind the guy in the back waving cars by, usually when he waved, that meant go. But obviously it didn't turn left because I went about 10 feet and found a minivan head on.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
You're okay, right? You okay?
Oh, I'm sore. Yeah. Just, probably feel like some of those guys did Wednesday morning.
Should have been wearing your Hans device.
Yeah. That probably would have helped, but no. And I thank you guys for having me on. But yeah, it was a great. I mean, all in all, our end it went great. I mean, when like I said, my goal was if we get $5,000 extra, and we ended up with $12,000 extra. So I mean, you can't complain about that. And
congratulations on that.
Well, thanks. And
that's awesome.
A lot of people are talking about the fight, obviously, and I'm not upset that the fight happened. I'm upset that it turned into a Royal Rumble and nothing got done about it. I mean, but that happens. When you're just the guy getting the money, sometimes that happens.
Gotcha.
Well, they've got a couple of weeks to react.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, they are off till. Is the championship? That's okay. That's
championships are next show. So
gotcha. So yeah, well maybe something will happen.
Hey,
now and then. I don't know.
Like I said, I'm not afraid to get a ring.
Okay. Well, maybe you guys could organize that for the final night there.
Yeah, I mean, I know
charge extra for the tickets.
Well, maybe Jerry and I can square off. I know he'll have a tag team partner named Randy, and I don't know who I'll get. Maybe I'll get Jack Hewitt.
No. I want nothing to do with Jack.
I might have to skip out on Oakshade just to see this.
That's a butt whipping I want no part of.
Can we have a steel cage match?
We could.
Still do those?
We could, or
usually
match or something,
Dwayne's steel cage matches usually have mud involved, and I just it's not good.
All right, Dwayne. We gotta let you go here so we can move on.
All right, thanks for having me on, and as always, it's always good. You guys always put on a good show.
Thanks, man.
Thank
you too.
Dwayne.
Yep.
See you, brother.
See you, Dwayne. Dwayne Hancock again, there of the Attica Fremont Championship Series for the 410s and 305s. With hopefully that fight doesn't overshadow the good race there with Sean Valeni picking up his first win at the Fair Race. But then, like he said, it's been a few years since they've gotten a Tuesday night race in for the Fair Race because I think they always get bad weather.
Something, yeah.
So this time, Ryan Weekman played nice. Well, we'll check out that weekend weather pit stop here in just a moment. Before we get to that, let's check out our Twitter poll results. Then we'll do the how many, find out who the winner was from last week. We had a tie. We're going to have to do a tiebreaker. But this week's Twitter poll, again, you can follow us at Hammer Report on Twitter. I'm stalling as I find the thing here, and I click there, and yep, that's the one. I gotta go back over here and click on this. There it is. Are you a fan of local tracks running races on weeknights in addition to regular weekend shows? And yes, people like it. Especially, I mean, I don't know if Tuesday night's event at Fremont had any
maybe
weight on that or not, but overwhelming majority said and quite a bit said they don't care either. So there you go. Next week's Twitter poll. Well, no spoilers. You'll also have to follow at Hammer Report for next week's Twitter poll. Let's get rid of that. Make sure to give Ron Miller Race Cars a call, 734-856-7223. Race Cars, parts, safety equipment, service, everything a racer needs. That guy, right there.
Yeah.
Actually got to point the right way. And bolts to hold your
caliper, your brake rotor
on
to the hat. Yeah.
He's got them. The guy to call.
Scott almost had a catastrophic failure.
That would be bad.
Yeah, Scott noticed he only had 2 bolts holding and 6 holes that didn't have anything in it that attached the rotor to. Yeah. So, hey, if it was 1, that would have been bad. 2 was good. Anyway, last week's how many 305s were we going to have Tuesday night at Fremont, and the as Dwayne had mentioned, the number was 37. You weren't here to vote for that or to put.
I would have said 37.
I'm sure you would have.
No question.
Unfortunately, I went under Ron. He said 30. I said 29. So Ron was closest for the show. So congratulations on that. And our online winner, we actually had a 3-way tie. How do I do this? Let's stop that. So we're going to have to spin the Big D's pizza wheel. It's been a while since we did that. Yes, there's the wheel name. There we go. So we have our 3 winners, or our 3 finalists, I guess you could say. Jacob Gilbert, John Young, and Craig Dittman, our guest last week.
Woohoo!
Actually guessed
So
correctly.
he
on this.
won.
Well, he guessed after he wasn't on the show when he guessed, so he put his guess in the comments. So let's find out who's going to win the Big D's pizza by spinning the Big D's pizza wheel, which I guess, whoops, I hit the wrong button. I got to go back over here to spin that. Not used to using your computer, Ron. Okay, spinning, and it's going to be Jacob Gilbert. He's our how many winner, and he gets himself a Big D's pizza. Let's get a hold of Dean Henry or myself, and we'll hook you up with that. So there's your how many for last week. This week's how many with the late model, the Attica Oakshade Attica Late Model Challenge Series. We got 2 events. You got one at Attica Friday night, then they're at Oakshade on Saturday, and also the addition of an American Late Model Series event, 2,000 to win for it. How many late models are we going to have at Oakshade on, I almost said Tuesday night, on Saturday night? So
you're really pushing that midweek stuff.
I am, yeah. We're running every night, 5 nights a week. So Ron, you won. You get to pick first, and I know you have control over at least one of those cars that'll be there or won't be there,
or 2.
2, okay.
Yeah, really. Wow. Putting the Sunoco series in there. 36.
36, okay.
Jerry?
What do you got, Jerry?
31.
Okay. I am going to have to, and you kind of put me in a box here. I'm going to go with 33, right in the middle.
Oh, I know.
No, I'm not going to go. I'm going to go 30.
Nope,
I didn't write it down yet. I didn't write it down, so
yeah,
it doesn't count.
Right. But if Jerry,
I'm going with 35. I'm still right in the middle. I'm just going closer to what you picked. 35. I think your number's pretty good.
I'm thinking you get a black flag for changing your.
I can't reach it. It's way over there, and Matt's too far away. So too bad.
I think you're stuck with 33, but we'll give you a pass on this.
I get my position back.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody tapped out.
If you'd like to play along for a chance to win a Big D's pizza, just put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live broadcast. Like I said, if you're listening to us not live, you can just come back to our the videos are on our Facebook or YouTube, and go ahead and put your comment in there. Just do it before, we'll say, Saturday at noon. We'll give you a little extra time there because I don't think weather is going to be a factor this weekend. Speaking of which, we'll hear from Ryan Weekman here in just a moment. But first, it's time for your Big D's Pizza racing menu for the weekend. Of course, Attica Raceway Park in action tomorrow night with Columbus Equipment Central Ohio Farmers Night presented by Integrity Auto and Truck Series of Bucyrus. That's just the sponsors. 410s are in action. Attica Oakshade Late Model Challenge Series in action. 305 sprints as well. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission is $18. Friday night, that's your only thing on the menu on Friday. Saturday, menu is a little bit bigger here. We got Flat Rock Speedway with the Vault Enduro 250 Championship plus street stocks in action. Front gates open at 4:30. Racing at 6 at Flat Rock. So they're starting an hour earlier at Flat Rock. General admission is $15, and they do have a rain date just in case, what they won't probably need. But they'll run Sunday at 1 p.m. if they do happen to get rained out. As we mentioned, Oakshade Raceway with the Attica Oakshade. Drop my damn pen. Screw it. I'm just going to leave it down there. Oakshade Attica Late Model Challenge Series plus American Late Model Series 2000 to win. Sportsman Bombers and Compacts in action as well. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. $14 general admission there. Shady Bowl Speedway. It's the Ohio 300 Late Model Race number 3, right? Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
There's 4 75-lap races that add up to the Ohio 300.
And this is the third
of 4. Yep.
And
$2,000 to win.
Oh, I did not know that. Bobby Jacks Memorial, Steve Brandenberry Memorial. Is that for the street stocks?
Yep, Steve Brandenberry Memorial for the street stocks. Also going to have the Wooten Automotive and Towing Modifieds in action. And I can't wait for the Wet and Wild 75 Enduro.
Yeah, I saw that. What are they going to water the track down or something? What is this?
We're going to wet the track. There's maybe some super soakers involved. The fans have been encouraged to bring water balloons.
So it's kind of like it's like the hangover race in warm weather. I like this idea.
Yes. I actually have 200 balloons that I'm going to have in the tower. That we have a roof out front and a slingshot. I'm going to be shooting them off the roof at the teams. And I did see one of our fans and actually a crew member. They've already started filling their water balloons. They have 1,600 water balloons that they're bringing for Saturday.
Now, are you trying to convince drivers not to show up for this race? Because that does not sound like that's something I want to be
Well, the driver that gets hit with the most water balloons gets an extra $50.
Who's the scorer in charge of keeping track of that?
How is somebody bringing with potentially 2,000 water balloons? Who can count?
Wow. All right. Well,
I think it's going to be a good time. We're looking forward to it. I'm just hoping it doesn't get too out of hand, but it will be at the end of the night. So we'll get to have, like I said, the Bobby Jacks Memorial and the Steve Brandenberry Memorial, honor 2 of the Shady Bowl's best in history, and go from there.
I think they picked the right night for it with the temperatures. I think that'll work out. Yeah. Grandstands open at 4, racing at 7 there, and I believe the general admission was $15 for that.
Yep, 15 for adult general admission. Seniors and ages, I want to say it's 8 to 15 are $7, and then kids.
All right.
7 and under free.
Sandusky Speedway also in action. It's the Tim Ensign Memorial Race with the Ohio Wheelman Series again, back in action. Modifieds, Renegades, beginner stocks as well. Gates of 4, racing at 7, general admission $15. Montpelier Motor Speedway, the Dirt Track Truck Series in action with the UMP Modified, Super Stocks, and Hornets. Gates open at 4:45, racing at 7:30. General admission there, $15 as well. Larry Bowe's busy guy with that and working on the Rumble. If you're planning on heading out to the track, check this out. This is your weekend weather pit stop with WTOL's Ryan Weekman.
Here is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman, looking for some hot weather for races this weekend. Let's start off Friday at Attica, where temperatures at gate opening 5 p.m. are likely going to be in the low 90s, a heat index in the upper 90s. Race start at 7:45, still going to be pretty hot and muggy. Do expect that chance for a couple pop-up showers or thunderstorms, but more likely than not going to be just fine. Same goes for Saturday, just plain old hot for Flat Rock, Oakshade, Shady Bowl, Sandusky, and Montpelier. Going to be a hot evening once again. Afternoon highs will be well into the 90s, a heat index close to 100 degrees with only slight cooling by the time most of those races start between 6 and 7:30 p.m. Slight chance for a few more downpours. Get that First Alert weather app. Skies get dark, we'll send you notifications, keep you one step ahead of any thunderstorms. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman.
I forgot to have him drive away. Yeah, it's a little slow. You're supposed to leave, Ryan. Get out. Go. There you go. Jackman forgot to drop the car, I think. So he didn't know he was supposed to go. Yeah, went over that way. Wait.
Yeah.
That way is the opposite way that Jerry was looking. So
I heard him go that way.
He went that way.
I heard him go that way.
You got to remember, I'm south of you guys. You're at the north. We're looking different directions right now.
I could turn my
your headphone. That's an L on your right ear, so that's why.
yeah.
Thanks to our associate producer Dave Kemmer, our field correspondents Matt Swanner, John Young, Doug Doc. We do have our Hammer Down hotline playback, and actually, here's a good thing if you want to. What are you pointing at?
In the chat, Dan Henning's running Oakshade for the first time this Saturday in the 74D Bomber. So good luck to Dan.
Ooh,
everybody else racing this weekend. That could be fun.
He's a Fremont truck racer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And there was a.
If for some reason Ryan Weekman has missed the ball in this forecast and we should get rained out at Shady Bowl, you will find me at Montpelier in the RK1 truck.
All right.
Oh boy,
Jerry can go racing. I've Alan Markey contacted me. Was it last week or something about the 97 late model? And I don't remember if I shared this or if I was allowed to, but he's posted it now. Chris Keller is going to be behind the wheel of the 97 car this weekend for the American Late Model Series event for the rest of the season.
Could be fun
because Terry Rushlow, he lost his driver to another team. They're good friends and everything, but he was wooed away from him, I guess. So he's to honor his sponsors. He's got a decent driver behind the wheel there. I mean,
that's
it should have been
a shoe to throw in.
Should have been me or Jerry, or you already have a car, so you don't need that. But Chris is probably a good choice.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you're going to go to the third choice, I mean, because obviously you're busy in the tower and I'm busy announcing at Shady Bowl, so he had to go with number 3.
There you go. If you want to leave us a message on the Hammer Down hotline, it's a good place to voice your opinion for maybe what went down at Fremont this past weekend. Give us a call, 419-318, or this past Tuesday, 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. Call anytime, day or night. We'll play that back on the show the following week. And we do have a Hammer Down hotline for this week, which kind of picked on a couple of tracks here. And I changed the name to Protect the Innocent. But here's your Hammer Down. Let me preface this by saying that the opinions expressed in the Hammer Down hotline do not necessarily reflect those of the Hammer Down Racing Report staff.
On-air personalities.
Whatever we are. Yeah. Here you go. Here's this week's Hammer Down hotline.
Good afternoon, Hammer Down hotline. Long-time listener, second-time caller. My questions are, what is going to get someone hurt quicker at the Is it going to be the hole in turn 1 where you see the undercarriage of every other car that hits it, or the complete absolute disaster in the flag stand? That man is dangerous to the sport, and something should be done. I mean, for the love of God, you have a term opposite at the top of 1 and 2 facing the wrong way on the track for 2 laps before he throws a caution, or in Maine this weekend, see a lot of cars that spun out on the backstretch. All the other competitors acknowledged the car spun out before the flagman even thought about throwing yellow. Thanks for your time. Gentlemen, have a great evening. Scott, congratulations on the top 10 this past week. And Ron, where did you finish again? Oh, wait, that's right. A-Main was after your bedtime, and Mrs. Miller had already prepared your warm milk, and you were able to sit in the trailer and enjoy it and watch the racing. Once again, gentlemen, have a great evening. Bye.
Hello. I sure hope they end up getting that straightened out at Hellgate where they had that very terrible incident on the front stretch where they should have threw out all involved, and they didn't do it, so they should have stood behind the race promoter, and they didn't. But that's why the Swami will never change. It'll always be the same.
Names were protected to protect the innocent there.
Ouch.
One thing, though, for that first caller there about the cautions, I guess, which I can speak from experience where I happen to race, where the receiver is usually the primary communication to the drivers. So we know the yellow is out, whatever the flagman is doing there, well before any of that. So that's one thing. That's
where the flagman, headset or not, should have a receiver under the headset.
And I agree with that because there's places where they don't, so they can't hear the communication going out to the drivers, and so they're oblivious to that fact.
Well, Scott, you're up in the tower. A lot of racers believe that all the caution flags are called from the tower rather than the flagman.
No, not all of them.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of times the flag person can, especially when it gets dark, and primarily there's scorers up in the tower. They're not watching for wrecks or anything. They're watching numbers go by, especially in the features. They're pretty busy. So it's primarily either guys in the infield, in the tow trucks, or it comes from the flag stand.
All right.
I'm a firm believer that there should be two bodies in the flag stand.
And I totally agree, Jerry. I totally agree. The flagman's primary responsibility is to watch the cars coming at him. He needs another set of eyes to watch the other end of the racetrack.
Absolutely.
All right. There you go. Was there any other questions that we needed to address there? Bumpy tracks. A lot of tracks have had issues this year.
We did Lima.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, and it's the same conditions for everybody, and everybody has a choice as to you can race or you don't have to race. And I've known drivers that have packed up and said they're not going to race. So I mean, nobody's forcing.
There's been a track I raced at this year that I love 100%, and I knew what I was getting into, and it's that the issue was there before I got there, and I knew it. And I still love racing there. So,
yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Sounds good. That's a good point to get the hell out of here, I think. What do you think?
I think so, too.
Been an interesting show. Thanks again to Cole Duncan and Dwayne Hancock for joining us tonight. Next week, we'll be back in action, 7 o'clock Thursday night. It's a weeknight racing program.
Yeah.
So good thing everybody voted yes to weeknight racing programs.
Did we?
Did you not? I can't say. You're out.
That 8.2%. I think that might have been me. Get your backside, trackside, wherever you go. Get to your local track. Support your local racers. Am I getting the meatball flag or am I getting the black flag? There's the black flag. Okay.
I grabbed the wrong flag. They were right next to each other. There you go. You've been black flagged. Yeah. Thanks again to our sponsors, O'Shea Raceway, Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, and Dipman Motorsports. Make sure to check out our website, hammerdownracingreport.com, and we'll be back next week. And like Jerry said, get out to the track this weekend. Yeah. Race season's getting a little.
It's kind of winding down,
yeah,
sort of.
We're starting to get towards the back end of this season, and
but the temperatures sure don't believe it.
No, and I can't wait for some of these cooler weather races coming up.
You got
over the next couple months.
Monster Mash is looking real nice right about now.
Yeah,
hangover race.
There you go.
Other than last year's hangover race, I never want to replay that one.
All right, we're out.
You had a what hangover?
What?
Oh yeah.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.